Hey guys, I wanted to welcome you back for week 19 of this epic weight loss adventure. You're not going to want to miss this. I am losing weight continuously, like almost every single week. There's only been a couple weeks in this entire weight loss journey that's been, I might have gained a couple pounds once in a while, but that's it. I mean, 19 weeks, I've lost over 100 pounds, and it just keeps coming and coming and coming. And so far, I have figured out how to do this weight loss while driving a dump truck. If you want to learn more, stick around because we got plenty to talk about, and we're going to dive straight on into the weight loss for this week, and then we're going to go over some serious topics, so please stand by. Well, all right, every Saturday for that matter, my kitten, my little gray bear, our fluffy butt cat, she wakes me up about 3:30. Now, she's been doing this for the last 3 days. It's been pretty much an exhausting week because she's getting me up early every single day of the week, so her clock's got a little off. So hopefully she'll calm down waking me up at that hour. But anyhow, we're gonna get the scale out. We're gonna get it set up and ready. It is early morning. It's about 3:30 in the morning right now. And so far, let's see what we got here. We got 324.1. Okay, that's not too bad. 324.1. Now that's a pretty decent weight loss from last week. I'm still pretty satisfied with that. So let's see what we got for weight loss for last week. Let's see, I weighed in at 327.4. This week is 324.1. That's a total weight loss of 3.3 pounds in the last week. Pretty happy with that number. That's a good number. We're starting to get into a little bit more healthy weight loss weights than previously. Now previously, before all of this, I was losing like 10 to 15 pounds. Like it seemed like every week. It was almost every week. That one first fast that I did, the most incredible water fast I have ever done in my life, was 5 days. That was the very first one that got this whole adventure kick started. And I lost a good 30 pounds in 5 days. That's awesome. And then following after that was a little lame. The next one after that was like 10 or 15 pounds, and it just kept going. And it becomes addicting after a while when you start seeing everything just fall off the bones and you're just looking down and everything looks like a stranger in the mirror. It makes you want to keep going. And to top it off, we're making videos about it. Yay. I have something to point at and be like, hey, I did that video there. I did that crazy sardine fast. I don't know why. That was nuts. And then I mixed eggs with it. That wasn't the greatest idea, but it worked. And a total egg fast for an entire week, I lost some serious pounds just eating eggs. Nothing wrong with that either, right? Okay, so let's see. My total weight loss for the whole journey since I started this journey. Now, I started at 435 pounds. That's a pretty important number there. So that's my starting weight. That was back when I was just horrible shape. Everything was wrong. I couldn't hardly get in and out of bed. I had a hard time safely getting in or out of the shower safely. It was a rough time for everything. Tying my shoes, I'd pretty much pass out, turn blue, and fall face first on the floor. Just wiping my butt was a challenge. And that's embarrassing. Wiping your butt is a challenge. That's not something to be proud of at all. So I don't recommend becoming extremely morbidly obese ever if you have a choice. But I do want to say that it's not something that you notice while you're getting there. There's a lot of aspects to getting to that point, and it's not just not taking care of yourself. There's a lot of mental aspects, and that's why it's important and why it was really important for me to change all of that. I had to change my mindset. I was messed up. I mean, I was in a depression. I was really screwed up. But I started at 435 pounds. Let's see, this week is 324.1. That is a total weight loss of 110.9 pounds in 19 weeks. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, in order to be considered regular obese, I need to get down to below 300 pounds. So that means I got 24.1 pounds to go. Boy, that seems like a long way away, but it's not really that far in the grand scheme of things. But it will be kind of far if I'm only losing like 2 to 3 pounds every week. So in theory, it could take me quite a while to get down below 300 pounds, and then I could be considered normal obese, which will be a whole nother celebration of happiness in my life, because that's my next major milestone for weight loss is getting to that point. And then following after that, it's just hopefully going to tumble off and tumble off. And now I'm also going to be planning on doing some exercises after I get to 300 pounds. Now, the reason I wanted to wait until I got to 300 pounds is I wanted to be at a safe body weight to do a lot of the exercises I think I can do. And the problem with doing exercises when you're over 300 pounds or even heavier than that, people say, oh, just go for a walk. Well, it's hard to go for a walk when it feels like your feet are going to just break out from underneath you and your knees hurt so bad that it could actually just take you down. If you walk down a flight of stairs, it's dangerous. Like there's a lot of numbness in your feet. There's a lot of damage going on just from your weight pushing down, and your feet aren't shaped the same way they used to be when you were in better shape because there's all that weight pushing on the pads. And you've seen how dogs' feet look after they start gaining weight, and they get funny looking feet, and it starts pushing out to the sides, and it's just not a pretty thing. So just imagine that on a human. And I'm pretty sure you've seen, the fat man waddle when you're walking around or behind somebody at the grocery store, and like the insides of their shoes are just kind of like pushing out, and it's just, yeah, I don't want to scare anybody, but that's just what it is. So a lot of the exercises and even the basic exercises like get up and walk or go do stuff, it's just off the table, man. It's just, stop it. I mean, these people are lucky, like myself. I was just lucky that I was able to get up and go to work, and let alone make it through half the work days that I had to get through. So yeah, I was very fortunate, and I thank those employers that dealt with me for that period of time, because it was very helpful, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that helped me out while I was struggling. I'm still struggling, but I'm struggling in different ways right now. I'm just struggling to get to where I want to be and where I need to be so I can still do better for my family and myself for that matter. All right, let's talk about some of the basic injuries. When I was 435 pounds, I got down on the floor with my son, and he was, doing push-ups, and he was having a hard time with the posture, and I was still able to somewhat maintain the posture of doing a healthy push-up. Well, getting down on the floor, I wound up injuring my knee because I was freaking huge, and it put a lot of pressure on my knee and kind of blew it out for a good 2.5 weeks, and I just kind of buried the pain. I just did the push-ups I needed to do to prove my point. It was about 15. I think I knocked 15 push-ups out at 435. That's a lot of weight. Whew. I mean, just getting up off the floor, that's a lot of weight, or getting out of bed, that's a lot of weight. I'm feeling pretty shameful right now. But yeah, I'm definitely not proud of my weight gain. That wasn't something that I wanted to happen. And the whole family went through a huge depression, and that was horrible. And there's been a lot that's happened in this family. A lot that's happened in this family in the last year. So we've been through the ringers, let alone COVID coming, everybody being isolated, everybody feeling unsure about what's going on. And COVID's over now. We still feel like we're waiting for something to happen, like some big thing's going to come out of the woodwork and we're just going to be swallowed up by who knows what, because heaven forbid we're actually going to be saved from what's going on outside. But yeah, part of the depression happened approximately a year ago when my stepkid's father unexpectedly passed away. He passed away in a car accident, and it was right at the beginning of winter. He hit some black ice, and the car went off the road. And this was a bad thing. This is how I got to 435 pounds. I was already having a hard time with the employer I had at the time. I was working for the post office for a contractor, and it was a pretty high stress job, and there was a lot of just nonsense and drama going on there and stuff that didn't really have to happen for that level of a job. The pay was fantastic, but the people and the stuff I was dealing with created a lot of extra stress. Well, now I was driving back and forth in between where my kid's stepdad lived, and he was on his way home apparently, and looked like he might have missed his ramp or something like that, and his car left the road on some black ice, and he didn't make it. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't, nothing about it was happy. That put me in a deep, dark depression. Now this is a place that I had to drive by for my job every day, so I had a problem with that, and I didn't want to see that accident site every day. And that's a hard thing when you're a truck driver in Alaska and you have to travel specific directions. And this isn't something new to us. Stuff like this happens on occasion. But it hit home because he was family to us. I mean, he might have been my wife's ex-boyfriend. He might have been my kid's, father. And I'm just the stepdad. But we're all Alaskan natives, so we're connected in that way. And it hit home. It was hard for me. It was tragic for my wife and my kids. And my work didn't want to let me either off that route or give me any type of remediation as far as some time off. They just wanted to keep working me. They didn't want me to slow down. It's just the post office, the mail's got to go, that crap. So I wound up losing my job because, I felt disrespected and I quit. So in the meantime, I was struggling already. My weight was already starting to climb, and it just started getting worse and worse and worse after that. And it was just an epic spiral from there on. And before that, right around the beginning of the pandemic, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Yeah, that was special. Trying to get diagnosed with sleep apnea. I wasn't trying to get diagnosed. I knew I had sleep apnea, and it was starting to mess me up. But I couldn't get appointments right away because of COVID. COVID was kind of getting in the way of getting stuff done. And as that was going on, my weight was going up and down. The stress levels were going up and down. So to top that all off, I had a lot of untreated sleep apnea for a long period of time. And it got so bad that I didn't even realize it, that a lot of the symptoms that I was experiencing was that of sleep apnea. And I'm just gaining weight still. I'm not even noticing I'm gaining weight because I'm going down a deeper, darker hole. It seemed like every single day. And eventually, it seemed like every bed in the whole entire house was trying to kill me. Like I'd sleep in one bed and I'd wake up gasping for air and not realizing I was gasping for air, but it was a weird experience. I mean, I can't really explain it to make sense of people unless you've actually experienced what sleep apnea is like and some of the pre-symptoms of sleep apnea. Because I was getting woken up every 45 minutes with the sudden urge to pee. Boom, have to go to the bathroom. It wasn't a little pee. It was a lot of pee. So every 45 minutes, I'd have to rush to the bathroom, go pee. But that was my body's way of telling me, hey, mister, you need to wake up because you need to breathe air or you're going to die. While all that was going on, my cats would constantly be waking me up. They'd do this one little claw thing. They just, right in the back. And that would jar me awake. Well, apparently they were doing that to basically keep me alive and keep me breathing. They knew that a little claw in the back would wake me up and I would move. Either that or I would change positions and start breathing again. Yes, cats do this for their humans because cats want their humans to feed them. This is important. Not necessarily because they love you, because they would probably eat me after I died. But yeah, cats love the fact that you feed them and they expect you to go out and hunt for food and bring it back to them. That's what cats do. They do that well. And I'm pretty thankful for my cats. Now, another thing is, I don't know where that cat is right now. There's a little gray cat that runs around here. Her name is Gray Bear. She was actually the start of me losing weight because I was getting so bad. I was getting so out of shape. I got this cat a little harness and I put it on her and she would let me take her outside, take her for walks. And then it became a habit. Me and this cat would go outside, we'd go for walks. And it was something we did like every single day. But it was also something I did when I smoked cigarettes at the time. So every single time I wanted to go outside and smoke, not the brightest idea smoking. Quitting smoking is hard. I'm trying to do that right now, by the way. But I'd go outside and I'd have a cigarette with my cat. And then I'd walk around the yard. And then when we were done, she'd get mad and come back in. So every time she would get back on the steps, she'd go, that's her, I don't want to go inside, kind of luck. We weren't outside long enough. And it was very rare that she would actually just be content with how long she was outside unless she got traumatically scared by a passing vehicle or something similar. So anyhow, she was the kickstart to my weight loss. And I was extremely happy that she was there. And I love this cat very much just for that. And my other cat was also very helpful and would join in with the whole little one claw thing, or they jump up on the bed and like basically just tackle me and get me up moving out of bed. But the whole having to pee every 45 minutes, that was a stressor because I wasn't sure if I might have prostate cancer, because peeing like that is basically an early indicator of prostate cancer. Prostate cancer, that's the word I want, prostate cancer. So I had a lot of anxiety wrapped up around that. And the number one killer is stress, and we know that. The one thing that cancer loves is people that are stressed out and people that don't have a lot of oxygen and people that eat a lot of sugary foods. Cancer feeds on all of those things. It does not do well in an environment with a lot of oxygen, low sugar, and a lot of love. I mean, yeah, love each other. But anyhow, that's kind of the story of how I got to 435 pounds. So in order to get going the other way, I had to do some drastic measures. And that's what I'm here to do now, is to fix all that and hopefully share my adventures and my journeys with all of you. Now, anything I learn or anything I come across, I try to share it in a video just like this. And this is my weekly weight loss update. Now, I was attempting to do a 30-day carnivore challenge. That didn't work out so well this week. I pretty much bailed off the whole idea. Something wasn't feeling right. I was just eating meat for the most part. I wasn't doing that great about it. I mean, I wasn't like fully on dedicated. I was eating bacon, butter, burgers, steaks, and stuff like that. And I got maybe a solid week and a half if you took all the days and jumbled them up together. Maybe a solid week and a half in 2 weeks. Everything else was a little screwed up after that, or I had like a cauliflower pizza, or let's see. Some other like vegetables or like salads or something like that. Anyways, but yeah, that was a dead fail. I did feel better at some points. I didn't like the fact that I felt like I had to poop all the time. I didn't want to feel like I had to poop myself every time I thought I might have to fart. That wasn't a winner for me. I did not like that. Right after eating vegetables and eating some salads and stuff like that, mixing them in on top of the proteins, that made me feel a lot better. That made some of my bowel movements feel like they were coming on time when they should come on time. Not excessive, not diarrhea-like anymore. More solid and consistent. That felt good. And I also like a more empty stomach type feeling. Now, when I ate all that protein, my stomach was just full up here on the top. And right here is where I like to feel like my stomach's empty, is right up on top. I mean, I still got a dad belly down here, and it's probably not going to go away for quite some time. But we're working on it, and that's all we can do. This right here, this is my little gray one.
Hi. Say hi to everybody. You're in my chair. Yeah, it's me. You're such a good kitty.
As usual, we're running a bit long, and I'm sorry about that. I'm still withdrawing pretty hard from nicotine, so I quit vaping. Well, I quit smoking while I was doing this weight loss journey, and then all of a sudden I basically supplemented my nicotine with vaping. That was a piss poor decision, and just recently, a few days ago, I made a real short video clip of the day that I actually stopped both of them together. I got fed up. I threw everything in the garbage. I was done. I was absolutely done. I'm just tired of quitting. I'm tired of quitting and then starting and quitting again, if that makes any sense. A lot of us my age, you're out there. We've all done this. It's not easy to quit smoking. I mean, it's very difficult to quit smoking. And it's very difficult to quit nicotine because we have several different options. We have options for vaping, several different flavors. We have different options for smoking. And that's another problem. Now we have chewing tobacco. We have patches. We also have lozenges and nicotine gum, and all this stuff is basic nonsense. And it still leads us down the same road of you're still taking a lot of nicotine and putting it in your system. Now the patches, they would give me nightmares, and holy crap. I'm sorry guys, we are going way too long. I'll try to pick this up in the next video. Like I said, I'm still having nicotine withdrawals, and I really do apologize for this kind of random choppy video. It's very hard for me to keep my it's very hard for me to keep my train of thought, because my mind is going in several different directions right now, and until I get over the nicotine withdrawals, I think it's going to be a slight problem until then. So I'm going to try to get this video done and get it uploaded, and hopefully we'll see you next time. And please always comment down below, let me know your thoughts and opinions, and if you think I'm doing the right thing, think I'm doing the wrong thing, the weight's coming off, we're definitely going to keep you updated. I want to thank y'all for being here. God bless. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one, please.